Hey guys, Cow here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be trophy pushing as a Town Hall 11, a new Town Hall 11 actually. And of course we're using the Sneaky Goblins to do multiple 1 stars. And the reason why I want to specify on an early Town Hall 11 is that we don't have access to our invisibility spells yet. And this is kind of showing that you don't really need invisibility spells at all to do this strategy. But instead of having so many jumps left over, you'll just have invisibilities, which will always be useful in case you mess up with the Warden, which I can't promise that we won't do, but hopefully we don't mess up with the Warden. You just have a bit more room for error, and if you mess up, it's going to be a little bit harder for you. But with the Warden, because the Eternal Tome is connected to the ores and the level rather than the level of your Warden, we only need a level 1 Warden and just try to get that Eternal Tome as high up as possible, as quickly as possible. It will help you out in the long run. Currently upgrading the Blacksmith, because when the Blacksmith gets upgraded, we'll be able to get this Rage Gem, which isn't the biggest deal, but it does help you more than the Life Gem here, which will give you extra HP. Giving those Sneaky Goblins some extra DPS will make it so that you can utilize that time invincible more efficiently. But let's just get right into it. Let's go straight into this. Is this an easy base? No, it's not. Let's go army comp really quick. We have, I like the 12 wall breakers. Oh, it looks like we're doing 13 wall breakers actually. I like it so that we have a nice amount of Sneaky Goblins to wall breakers, making so that we don't have to use the jump spell so much. But because we are only using jump spells, maybe we don't need those wall breakers as much as we actually think we do. So, first off, we have a good base here with a hole in the middle, making so that we can easily jump to this town hall. And after we take out these storages here, we're not really farming too hard, as the early game of Town Hall 11 is pretty simple. You just have your elixir based upgrades, but once those are done, then yeah, there's not much else you need to really do. So here we're using that Eternal Tome. I'm going to take that out and then quickly dip out, get 100k for our troubles. We're in the low leagues right now, so we aren't going to be getting a lot from our win bonus, so the loot farmed here won't be as impressive as loot farmed higher up in the trophies, but a little bit of loot is a little bit of loot. And if you're serious about trophy pushing, even if you're getting a little bit of loot, you're going to be attacking so often that you should be able to just clear out your just like you finish whatever you need to do, you should be able to just loot passively enough loot that it doesn't matter that you're not really getting these high yield bases. So we're going to be taking out this Dark Elixir storage so that we can send one Sneaky Goblin. It's now more important than ever to make sure that you test for traps, because one tornado trap can be the end of you. Oh, we're going the wrong way, it looks like. And just minimizing the chance that your Sneaky Goblins won't get the base out with one Warden ability. You want to minimize that as much as possible. Right there we saw a Spring Trap. Spring Traps are also really scary. We might have to start doing like 2 or 3 Sneaky Goblin tests rather than just the one Sneaky Goblin. Here is actually a pretty good base if we want to farm out the loot. And I do recommend, if you are early on just farming the base and then leaving, we can push more later, but just for the sake of this, I'm going to skip it. But this would be a great one. You just put everything on the outside, then leave. I'm currently feeling that I don't need to farm much more loot. We have a day until our builders are free, and within that day, we'll definitely get enough loot just by doing what we're doing here. So I'm not going to be dropping trophies to get that loot. But when we very first got into this league, or into Town Hall 11, I was taking those bases whenever I got them, because I did need to get a lot of elixir so that we could upgrade our army camps and barracks and other big elixir upgrades. That this type of farming wasn't really cutting it. We really needed that extra surplus of loot to really make sure that we could get all our builders down, because we couldn't split the difference between dark elixir and gold. Here we're pretty much done with our elixir upgrades, and now we're going into gold and hero hero upgrades. So the need for burst farming one specific loot is no longer needed, so we don't have to really do multiple raids to attempt to get that one loot over and over again. But we're just going to keep on moving here, trying to find a base that has a town hall that is... The town hall doesn't even need to be that exposed. It's mostly town halls that aren't blocked by storages and other big hit point buildings, because we want to be able to clear out those, which, I mean, we can do this one. We can do a little farming raid. This one is good with the loot on the outside, but it's also very easy for us to get access to these storages here. A little bit more than I would like to invest in clearing out a town hall, but once we get this gold storage down, we can go straight into this town hall and trigger as many traps as we can to make sure that we can get ourselves that town hall. I'm going to take this time to take out that base, or a little bit of the loot, because we might as well, because we know that we're going to be getting this town hall down. It's fine going for these farming ones if you are going to get the town hall, because of course my goal at the end of this is to still gain trophies, and that's why we skipped out on the first one, because I felt that it would be a bit more difficult to get all the loot and that town hall, and I knew bases like that would eventually appear, because we are in Crystal, which is about the league that you get a bunch of easy dead bases. So with the dead bases specifically down here, you can be more picky, whereas the higher up you go, there tend to be less dead bases and more bases that have the loot just in the storages and in the town hall, which of course is great for sneaky goblins as well, because wherever the loot is, you can usually just grab it out real quick. I'm gonna go straight into this town hall right here, triggering all the traps, and let's go into it. 7 is like the golden number of sneaky goblins. If you think that there could be spring traps, you probably want to put it more, but really just make sure that you're going to get that town hall, because if you don't get the town hall, you don't get 2 warden abilities. So when you don't have, and here's another great dead base. We only have 25 goblins though, so this one might be a farm and then leave, but I think we want to go for a town hall, because we have, again, plenty of loot. No need to really farm it out. We don't have max storages, and I know people like to farm till you have max storages, but if you only need like 3 million elixir, there's no need to really farm up to the max just to have more of it taken away from you later. So just farm as much as you need, and let someone else, I guess, who really would need that base, take it instead. So let's see. Let's take out this one right here. We're going to be running low, and if you have heroes, definitely you can use them. We don't really use the king and queen because we don't have... we usually use the king and queen alongside the warden, and actually this will be a good example of it to get that percentage when it comes to higher up in the trophy range. But we aren't quite in that trophy range yet, so the need for these heroes is lessened. And we're not going to be getting another raid in here, so we're just going to let these heroes kind of work, get some percent, get us some loot, and yeah, and then we'll just close out the video. I'll put in some of these. I'm not activating the king ability because he was in the warden ability, meaning that when he gets big on us, he's going to have the full invincibility for the full time of a maxed out warden. So here he goes, and we're just going to let him go as long as he would like. Maybe we can even drop a jump spell like this, get him really in there, snipe out as much loot as he can, and he's still invincible. He's invincible for so long. I'm going to get that 30% and then dip out here. So got a nice elixir raid there, but nothing too crazy here, just trying to get some trophies. So we did indeed go up to Crystal 2, which is great. And we did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks in, which is the minimum that we would want per raid. That's enough for 2 3 stars. At this range right here, if you can just 3-star consistently, it will be quicker to like just spam in dragons and all that. But as a Town Hall 11, it can be quite difficult to get out of Crystal. Just trying to 3-star over and over again, because quickly you're going to be outclassed by these higher Town Halls, where kind of these anything below Town Hall 12 seems to be pushed down lower and lower, because everyone is getting to that Town Hall so quickly nowadays. So hopefully you did all enjoy the video. A little bit of sneaky goblin action here. Going to be bringing more of it now that we have 2 accounts in with sneaky goblins in our 3 series. So we're going to be seeing a lot more sneaky goblin content outside of the weekly updates of each of these accounts. So hopefully you all did enjoy the content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.